What's up, heels and baby faces? Welcome to another episode of the Countdown City WrestleCast. I'm your host, JC. With me is my beautiful wife, Tina.
Hi, guys.
Over there, we got Mike.
Nope.
And we got the guy that is not Brandon Oliver's favorite fan, Tommy.
Boom.
What's up, guys? Dang.
Perfect.
Wow.
Perfect introduction.
I wasn't
you
even ready
wanted
for
that
that.
If you guys
question,
don't,
he answered it.
if you guys don't get the joke, watch the interview.
Yeah,
Watch
watch
the
the
interview.
interview.
Watch the interview.
Great interview. Thank you again.
It really is.
Yeah,
It
was really
Yes. Reminder to follow our Twitter account at @CCG_WrestleCast and subscribe to the Countdown City Geeks YouTube channel for more WrestleCast episodes. Today we are recapping the Elimination Chamber.
Sorry, that was my
Yes.
Vanna White.
We almost had everything.
Before we get started
we
here,
can't have
we'll
nice things.
call out
Exactly.
everyone's t-shirts. Mike, what are you wearing today? So,
I've got Lita.
Lita.
Because on Twitter, Bailey asked if Trish and Lita were
Yeah.
That
ready.
was
I did
so
see that.
cool. I was like,
WrestleMania
please,
Tag Team
God,
Champions.
yes. They're going to be defending the belts across all the
boy.
brands. They said, and
Yes,
I'm
NXT
here
Yeah,
for
I'm
They
this.
should be.
excited.
They
get
should
to
be.
I'm sorry. We'll get to that.
Yeah, sorry.
We always do that.
Tina,
Oh, I have Paige. I think it was like her first shirt.
I think this is her very first
her
show.
very first
Yeah.
shirt, so.
Because, you know, I'm really excited about the movie coming out. So,
Yep.
I'm excited about that.
Tommy,
when
who
she-
you got?
Rainmaker.
Rainmaker again.
Okada Kazuchika.
Yeah.
How many Rainmaker shirts you got?
Like 4, I think.
Okay, I was like, is it the same
I have
shirt?
I have like 4 Rainmaker shirts, and actually there's like 2 more.
And
I
me,
can't help it.
Of course.
Who is that, JC? I don't.
Gail Kim.
I am so shocked.
Finally, a woman
I
way
can't be-
better than Alexa Bliss.
Wait,
I was just about to say Alexa
I
is
can't
so
believe
jealous.
you're wearing a Gail Kim shirt. That's what the
I am
shirt
so
says.
excited to see her this weekend at
Yeah.
FCW on Friday. She's going to be the referee in a match, so we will get to that. So.
Hey,
Yeah.
JC, do you remember back in 2007 when we met the TNA people and our friend Jesse
2008.
scared, or 2008 and
Yeah.
Jesse scared Christian?
Yes.
Don't do that to Gail Kim this
I-
weekend, please.
No,
the
he's
fourth
already.
time I've met her.
he's
It's
already-
all good.
He's already met her 3 times.
And we had a decent wrestling conversation at the filming of Restaurant of
Oh,
Boston.
yeah.
So she loves San Antonio fans, by the way, from
Yes.
that lockout show that we went to. Yes.
Yes.
So
We were pretty
She's
lit
very
that
sweet.
night. Better
Whoa.
than better than the Lafayette show on Raw.
Oh,
Are we
well,
not doing
jeez.
phrasing?
So let's get started on Elimination Chamber, and we'll get to what happened after that. So
God,
Yeah,
that
that's-
crowd.
that's-
Okay, but
first
go
of
ahead.
all, this show, people, if you don't know by now, pay-per-views for WWE start at 6:00 p.m. Central Time. Preview at 5.
We're not
Nori.
talking about anyone specific.
No,
Nori.
just people on my group messages like,
Nori.
why is this on the pre-show? So
He's not gonna watch this anyway.
I don't know if he is or not. He subscribes to the channel.
I don't think he watches it. But if you do,
Like my
hey,
mom
Nori.
subscribes.
Hey,
the
Nori.
channel.
So anyway, we started with the pre-show match we did not want to see on the pre-show,
Damn it.
but it was the Cruiserweight Championship.
Damn it.
Buddy Murphy defending against Akira Tozawa.
That was a great match.
Yeah.
It was a great match. I went lone wolf with it, picking Tozawa, and I got it wrong. Everyone else here got it right, picking Buddy Murphy here. So
I finally followed.
I'm telling you.
the note I
Just
wrote
pick 'em all
here
the time.
is that these guys wrestled with purpose. So
Yeah.
it was, you could tell they're pretty pissed off having to be on the pre-show.
Oh, yeah.
I think
So
I don't blame them.
they
at
take
this point.
pride in what
Jeez.
they have going there. So, but yeah, definitely a great match, and I'll get to more
Looks like
about
Akira
this,
also
the
like,
1 minute warning thing. But yeah,
Looks also like Akira Tozawa lost weight. Like,
yeah,
and he's gained
put
a
on
little
more
bit of
muscle.
muscle.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was gonna say he's pretty ripped.
Yeah.
Yep.
I hope he's not leaving soon. He'll go right back to Dragon Gate and just join Red with Pac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean
yep.
left feet? Oh, never mind.
Yes. Dude, that was brutal looking. Jeez Louise.
So that was our pre-show, and it really, honestly, it was a good pre-show match as far as getting people to subscribe if you hadn't by now. And we started off, we were wondering, was this going to start the show? And the Chamber came down right at the end of the pre-show, and there it was, Women's Tag Team Championship Elimination Chamber match.
Can I say this match was a lot better than I really thought it was going to be? I mean,
It was a really good.
it
match.
was.
It was
I
awesome.
mean,
Yeah.
I was like, I knew it was going to be good. I knew they were going to do their best, but I was like, I was thoroughly
I think I was-
impressed.
I think I was a little shocked that the Iconics got out like super, not super quick, but one of the first ones.
Yeah,
I was
that
like,
was a little shocking. That
"What?"
was a little shocking.
Now
It
I
was.
half expected when their pod opened for them to just stay in and just
Yeah.
wait.
Yeah.
When
Yeah,
they-
but they pulled it later, which was
When they went
Yeah.
back in it, that was
when
the
Tamina and
funniest.
I
They should have just climbed to the top of their pod and stayed up there because
My
I don't know if
favorite-
Tamina and I would be able to climb
My
up there.
favorite part is
To
when
me,
they
I
let,
would've tried.
when they
Yeah.
let like all the wrestlers come out like the beginning, and they came out and they're going towards like their pod, and they're like pointing at everybody.
Yeah, they're just sitting there taunting
Yeah.
them.
Let's
It's
just
hilarious.
lapse it.
So
When
funny.
Nia Jax hit it, they were like,
Yeah. How about
Yeah.
the fact that Sasha and Bailey, Mandy Rose and Sonya Deville started the match, and they were the ones that finished it as well.
Yeah.
That was really
Sonya
cool.
and Mandy, really impressive also.
Oh, very
Yeah.
Mandy
impressive.
especially. Yeah,
Oh my
Bobby-
God.
Both of them.
I'm pulling
Sonya-
a Corey Graves.
Calm
here.
down,
Mandy
Corey.
was very
Calm down,
impressive.
Corey Graves. What did he say?
Look, Corey, you've got your own problems lately. Okay?
No,
Oh,
no. Okay, as a general
Too
rule, I'm
much.
not going to talk about that kind of stuff, rumors, whatever.
What? I just said you got your.
We
I
don't
know
know.
he's got his own
We
problems.
don't know all the facts.
We don't know
We
all
don't
the
know
facts,
facts.
and I'm not going to get into
One
it.
thing
for
came
me.
out, and
I'm
another
not going
comes
to turn
out,
into
and-
TMZ, okay,
A
people?
wise man said, "Never let facts get in the way of a good story."
Actually, he's
Anyways.
got a point there.
Yeah.
You know, if you would have just let me say that both Sonya and Mandy were doing great,
Yes,
we
they
would
were.
have been fine because
Okay.
they really were.
Let's just
I'm
keep
impressed
going.
with both of them.
They were impressive.
We'll edit that out.
Yeah.
Although Corey's commentary when Mandy Rose comes out is still top notch.
Yeah, I mean that hasn't changed. That's,
Now, you mentioned the Iconics. How about that pin that they
Yes.
had
Oh my
on
gosh.
Naomi and Carmella?
That was
Yo.
great.
well, it was on Naomi, but to beat their team. Yeah.
Yeah, to beat the
like
team,
The
yeah,
double
so-
pin thing. I was like,
and then I just love how
whoa.
afterward they stood up and said, "Iconic."
And then they did the pose.
Yes.
Yeah, I love it. I hope they're the next champions. Honestly,
I would hope so
But
too.
we'll see.
And then Mike, for a while, your Riot Squad pick was looking pretty good.
It
I
was.
thought they had a chance.
You were pretty close. I thought a few
again,
times.
like I'm the Riot Squad and Mandy and Sonya and the Iconics, like those heel teams.
Yeah.
I'm really impressed. Like they showed a lot in this match that some of them haven't had a chance to really show, or I haven't felt as much in the past couple weeks. But good showing all the way across.
Yeah, and I can't remember the last time I've seen 4 people pin somebody. We had Bailey,
Oh my
Sasha,
gosh.
Mandy,
Well,
and Sonya
wasn't
pin.
it like a DX Survivor Series?
It
when,
kind of
like,
felt
Yeah.
like that, right? Yeah.
And they all-
them and I think Punk and Hardy or something were all on the team.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
that seemed like the best way to get the the
No, I think they
powerhouse
did. Yes,
out.
I think
Yeah.
that was a great way to
that
do
that
it.
Tamina crash through the chamber pod that was pretty cool too.
Yeah.
I like that. I was like, that's pretty awesome.
Tamina did that. Nia did that too. She just like basically ran through.
Nia, I'm sorry.
Nia,
Yeah.
it was
Oh, yeah,
Nia
yeah,
that
my
did
bad.
that. So, great match, great start. They definitely, just from one match alone, have made those tag titles mean something.
Yeah, that was
And,
that was the real cool thing about that was it seemed like it mattered so
Did
much to
anybody-
everyone.
Did anybody else notice the boos and the cheers?
For
Yes,
There
I
was
did.
there was a few boos right before they were like gonna be talking to them.
Yeah, there were some.
And then they announced him, and then they're like half the other crowd was like, "Yeah," which I don't know.
crowd.
I guess everybody was just upset that it was too predictable. Maybe
Yeah, you get that.
You're-
Houston crowd's
maybe
very
that's why they were
50-50 on
upset, or
things.
they just
Yeah.
did,
Yeah.
or they just wanted
Um,
someone different. Maybe they
Hu-
actually thought
Hu-
Sonya and
Houston's crowd's
Mandy
like
were
that.
gonna
Yeah,
win.
I think Houston is like the Chicago and Northeast light. It's like they just like who they like. So like half the crowd was gonna cheer, half was gonna boo.
They're
It's
not
just-
used to winners because they got James Harden. Boom! I said it.
Oh man,
Ooh,
10
We're trying
steps
to get-
traveling.
guys,
Fired.
We're trying to get subscribers, not people to hate us.
we'll just hate
whatever.
Mike.
They don't
So-
subscribe us from Houston, or subscribe so you can leave dirty,
Subscribe.
mean comments about me.
You guys,
Oh my
you guys
gosh.
really want to make us hurt? Subscribe and say how much you hate
Yeah.
Mike.
'Cause I read
Houston
those
wrestling
comments all the
fans,
time.
I'll say this about them: they're really all in for people that are from Houston.
Absolutely.
Booker T when we went to TNA Victory Road that one time. Yeah,
That was
yeah,
Yeah.
that's really what it's about. So,
just having fun.
you know,
It's all good fun.
I
Checking
don't know.
my
Let me
message.
check in something.
okay, that's fine. Oh no, we're not going to talk about that. Okay, we're live, guys. The internet remains undefeated. Anyway.
Just like Father
On to
Ted.
the next match, we had the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. And Tommy went lone wolf, got it right. The Usos winning. All of the other of us thinking Miz and Shane were going to win, though we were going to see some seeds of a
Well,
split.
Going back to the JC doesn't want to talk about rumor stuff.
Okay.
This wasn't really a.
Well, not
Well,
a
no,
rumor,
this- okay.
but like getting in trouble.
Yeah.
And we assumed you get in trouble, you're not gonna win. But apparently, WWE sometimes likes to reward people that get punished. Or get
I think-
trouble.
I think it really just came down to they didn't change anything.
They
that was
didn't
gonna
change their
happen.
story.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've read some things. The Usos, WWE right now with All Elite Wrestling is might be a bit concerned about losing some talent. The Usos have some contracts up in a few months, supposedly. That
right
they
after WrestleMania. Yeah.
yeah. So whether or not this putting the title on the Usos was a way to try and keep them around, I have no idea. So, but they were really advancing the storyline with Miz and Shane.
Yeah.
They are going to get their rematch at Fastlane, and
With Mr. Miz there.
supposedly, yes, it
Miz's dad.
is in
Miz's
Miz's
dad.
hometown of Cleveland, where Fastlane's going to be. So we're going to get George Mizanin as their manager.
me.
So
Mr. Miz.
Mr.
Mr.
Miz.
Miz.
This is
That's
they
what they
call
called
him.
it. They called him Mr. Miz.
Yeah.
Now on to a match that we all got correct.
Yes.
The Intercontinental Championship. All figuring that Finn Balor was going to win. He did. He pinned Leo Rush to do it. So
In with Finn.
You all followed me.
all in for Finn. Yes.
Follow.
all in for Finn. Wow.
Hashtag all in for Finn. That was our hashtag on that.
Yeah.
So, but
Where's the little thing? Ding.
ding, yes,
Yeah.
it'll be up there.
Nailed
Trust
it.
me. That's only if we do trivia. Right?
Hashtag Matt.
That's true. Yeah, that's right.
Hashtag Matt.
Okay. You're giving me more post prediction shit to do. All right.
Hashtag
After the-
longest hashtag ever.
after the match,
I'm sorry.
after the match, Lashley laid out Leo Rush.
Yeah, he did.
Which I kind of expected, but why the heck did Leo just come out with him again like nothing happened the next night on Raw? Made no sense.
It kind of reminds me of with that one time the Jinder Mahal beat up the Singh brothers and they just went right back to him like the next night anyway.
Yeah.
Like they got nowhere to go, I guess. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Pretty
I don't know.
much.
So
I don't know. It might be they'll probably spin it as a frustration thing until Leo Rush screws up again. It's like, no, wait, I was right the first time. I
feel
should
like
have
they
killed you.
I feel like also they just don't know what to do with him.
Yeah, there's that too.
Yeah.
And yeah.
So they're just like, we're just going to keep you with him
Yeah,
And
Until
for
we
what
he's
it's
a
figure
good
out.
mouthpiece.
Until we-
Lashley.
until we figure out where we can put you.
yeah.
And for what it's worth, I mean, I don't know if you want to jump ahead to Monday stuff, but it set up a match with some people where Leo and the other guy, Ricochet.
Oh, yeah,
Tried to
yeah.
show off some stuff.
Yeah.
So that was pretty
Excuse me.
fun.
Yeah, I'm hoping that's a match that they set up pretty soon, possibly on a pay per view, 1-on-1.
That
Yeah.
Could be
that'd
really
cool.
awesome,
That could be a show stealer.
Yep,
Who
definitely.
did Ricochet wrestle earlier right now?
Eric Young.
Eric Young.
Oh, that's right.
Mhm.
They're like, oh yeah, we got Sanity.
Oh
Yeah.
God, they just no.
It feels that
So-
way.
Move on
on,
because
man.
I can go off. on that for
We'll
like
get to that.
half
later,
an hour.
trust me, yeah. Now then we got a quick little Charlotte promo / interview where she walked down, said she's gonna be ringside, and an even shorter match. Rhonda beating Ruby Riott. We all predicted that.
Hey.
In like a minute.
WWE,
less.
you mixed up Monday Night Raw and the pay-per-view.
Yes.
Okay, we're good. I wasn't the only one who thought
Because
that.
the main event of Raw the next night was Ronda versus Ruby. And it was the match they should have had on the pay per view.
It was a good match that they had on Raw, which is like, why did this happen?
And we
Yes.
talked about this too. It's not like they were pressed for time. They had 45 minutes left after the freaking pay-per-view. We were
Right.
like, what? It's
Yeah,
9:15.
they had plenty of time.
And I've
I
seen
agree.
elsewhere it makes more sense to have the good match on the pay-per-view because it's like she got squashed. Why would she get a rematch?
Exactly.
You know what I
That made
mean?
no sense.
Exactly.
So like
That
at least
made-
if
yeah,
you have
it
the
made no
good
sense.
match, you're like, give me one more chance, I can do this. Then
Yeah, then get squashed.
Ronda's more intense, whatever. But
Yeah.
Uh,
yeah, it was.
Prop-
weird.
And
props-
I'm really,
Go ahead.
but yeah. go
I'm sorry.
ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna say props to Ronda for the Sonya Blade look.
Oh,
That was
Oh,
really
that
cool.
was
That
awesome.
was really cool.
Of course, if you don't
She
know by
should've
now,
kept it, though.
she is voice. She's doing the voice acting for Sonya Blade in the next Mortal Kombat game that's gonna be coming out pretty soon.
Wait. So after she defeats someone, does she go Advil and ice?
That would be awesome. That would be awesome.
She's been saying
I don't
that
know.
on
Can we
her-
cuss on
She's-
this?
she's been
She
saying-
made
I
a
think I
show
have.
of it.
She's been saying it on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I've been saying it. I think I've been cussing on the show the whole time. So.
Fatality, Advil and ice.
Nice.
Hashtag Advil.
So again, they could have done this whole match and still done this post-match thing where they had Charlotte get in the
They're
ring.
gonna have the Cruiserweight Championship match on the main show as much
I
time they
get-
have
yeah.
left.
Exactly.
Yes. So Charlotte gets in the ring, and then here comes Becky on crutches. They did show a package where she apparently attacked Charlotte the night before at a live event in Louisiana,
Yeah.
and somehow still got hurt. Came down on crutches, and first off took a crutch and just started beating the crap out of Charlotte.
That's awesome.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I love that Ronda was standing there like, all right.
All right.
Yeah, like
Go for it.
okay, sure.
What
Whatever.
makes you look dumb is your security.
Yeah.
The cripple.
How
Like,
bad?
where's that lady from WrestleMania with Gronk?
How bad is the security that?
That's who we need.
How bad is the security that a woman with orange hair
And
crutches gets through security?
And not only gets
Houston
through,
PD was
has
doing
a
some other
good
stuff,
5
right?
minutes before anyone gives a dang about anything.
I mean,
Keep a lookout for Becky Lynch. What does she look
I mean,
like? Really?
Everybody right now is like, duh, it's scripted.
Like if
I was like, we know, we're being.
well, I mean, you made the James Harden reference. They don't know what traveling is in Houston,
oh,
so it's possible they don't know. They don't
And
know.
we're not going to have any people from Houston subscribe to
kidding.
it.
or we're gonna
I have plenty of
tons.
friends in Houston. I love you guys. I'm just giving you crap about your Rockets. Go Spurs. Anyway,
Go Oilers.
thank you. Appreciate that. Becky, then she assaults Rhonda when Rhonda's like, first of all, it seemed
That was kind of, yeah.
out of character for Rhonda to grab a crutch, but hey, why not? It gave Becky a chance to just whoop up on both of them. So,
Yeah.
why people didn't run in earlier?
I know, there
why
was-
Becky
Well,
is Becky supposedly suspended?
Yeah.
They didn't
why
run
that
until
is-
So-
Rhonda got hit, so they were like, "Oh, we don't care about
Oh no!
Charlotte."
Oh no, Rhonda, now run! No. Okay, so I will say that it looks like they kind of stole that part of the storyline from what they did in New Japan, like in the last few months, when Bullet Club suddenly showed up and grabbed both Gato and Jado and told Okada to hit one of them, and Okada's like not friends with Bullet Club at all, so why would they suddenly help him? But he was like still like, yeah, I want to hit Gato anyway. So, but then he got hit with a gun stun by Tama Tonga, so that was the whole story. So it's like suddenly, hey, hit this guy that you hate. Okay, it's like, ha, you thought, and it's just that's what Rhonda
Got
did
him.
to that's what Rhonda did.
Got him.
Yeah, Becky did to Rhonda. Here, hit Charlotte. Okay, ha, bitch, click.
Pretty much.
Now, after that, we got onto a match that we thought was a 5%. Because in our group message, that's all Mike sent was 5%.
Well, because I believe
Oh, yeah.
last week on the
He
show
said
we were
last
all
week.
Yes.
saying
He said last week.
we were all saying
There's
it was
a
going to be a
5%
squash,
chance.
but I was like maybe because shenanigans.
Well, the
and-
problem was the day before the pay-per-view, they announced this was going to be no DQ.
Yeah,
had we known that, our
had we
picks
known
might
that,
have been
yeah,
different.
actually,
If you would have known that, would have been like,
different.
"Oh, Corbin."
Actually, I
Yeah.
would have said Corbin if we had no DQ.
That
Actually,
was the 5%.
so we need
not the 1%. Like
No,
you-
not
you
even
said.
So, no, that's-
As
I'll
soon
just-
as it said DQ, I was like 95%.
Look, I was just gonna say Baron Corbin now needs a shirt that says 5%.
Yep.
You're
5
welcome.
5%.
So we
Baron
all picked
Corbin.
Strowman, got it wrong. Baron Corbin with assist from Drew McIntyre and Lashley.
I still count this as me being
With
right.
the shield.
With the Shield
the
triple
Shield,
power
yeah.
bomb
Triple
through
powerbomb.
2 tables. Why? You could have just done it through
Honestly,
one.
those three are as awkward as the League of Nations from like 3 years
Yeah,
ago.
I agree.
Like, here's our heels, put them together.
Oh,
And
yeah.
then-
Lashley just lost, so let's get him out here anyways.
Yeah.
That makes no
Okay,
sense.
I'm glad I was the only one who thought League of Nations the second I saw it.
Oh, damn.
It's
That's
just
funny.
like, yeah,
It
they
is
just put them
funny.
together. Like,
Yeah.
all right.
The funny part is that the next night on Raw, they opened up the show with this tables match between Strowman and Corbin. And McIntyre and Lashley were
Nowhere to be seen.
They were like, look, we helped you one time, all right, buddy, but we got to get ready for our own match.
It was almost like McIntyre and Lashley were the new APA, and I guess Corbin didn't have the money for the second night.
That actually would be awesome.
It would,
actually.
but don't insult the APA
We
unless
have
you
to
get
say
it
it's
right.
Scottish, though, because we need better money.
Maybe they figured out that Corbin can't get on any matches anymore. Now that he's not.
I
Yeah.
GM.
don't know.
They're like, you don't have authority.
Wait, you don't have authority? Forget it. We ain't helping you no more.
Why did we help you last night? God.
But,
Oh no, we.
The triple powerbomb was interesting. A little call out to the Shield. What does this mean?
Dun dun dun.
Things that make you go.
On this installment.
So then, of course, before the main event, we got a little promo. Fastlane's March 10th. Keep that in mind.
Yes.
Coming up quicker than you think.
That
Or
is
is
quick.
it? Oh, it is.
Then finally, the WWE Championship match.
Yeah, tear, man, tear.
So Mike and Tommy picked Kofi. Tina and I picked Daniel Bryan. Who ended
I
up
wish-
being the
I wish I
final
was
two of the
wrong.
match.
I wish I was right.
Yeah.
We were so close.
So Tina and I got it right picking Daniel Bryan. Bless you.
Bless you. I thought you were crying.
That's you.
She was dab crying.
Def-
So this was
Are you
interesting
okay,
to me.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay, we knew Orton was going to be last coming in, obviously, and yet they still do the whole. Dun, 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 dun. It was
Yeah,
between
that's-
him
Which
and
made
Hardy.
no sense.
Yes,
So-
just get
like
Hardy,
they were
whatever.
two left. They were like, I wonder who's gonna. It's like, you know who it's gonna be. Orton's
it's Orton.
last.
So
Yeah.
Jeff, just get out of there. What are you doing?
It'd been funny if they'd have lit up Orton. He's like, "What the hell you guys doing? I RKO'd AJ last show."
Stupid.
Yeah.
Who messed up? Who messed up?
So
Fickle.
Daniel Bryan and Joe started the show, and I love that when Daniel Bryan was walking out, he's holding a mic saying, "This is what happens when you try and show some truth, and I'm trying to save you
that
people."
was great.
Yeah.
First of all the Captain Planet memes
Oh my
for
God.
Daniel
Yes.
Bryan
Dude,
are great. That
did you
sign
see-
was awesome.
Our Captain Planet team that we made real quick.
There was a Captain
Yes.
Planet. There's someone had a sign too, like right in the front row. Did you see
Yeah,
it?
so
It was
that's-
so great.
So maybe
But-
you can play along at home. All right, let's start with this.
I
Earth,
say-
fire,
can I
wind,
say who I
water,
said?
and heart.
Can I say who I said?
Yes, go ahead.
I said that ACH, now that he's at WWE, he will be Heart.
did say
ACH will be heart.
Obviously.
Ding.
And
Water,
then Triple H.
because he
Because
does a
he's
lot of
spraying
water.
water. So,
Fire,
what do we say for fire? Oh,
Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch.
Becky Lynch.
Straight fire.
Straight fire.
Wind,
Miz.
Miz.
Because he talks a lot. Hot
Miz,
air.
and Earth. We've
hot air.
already got Rowan.
Rowan.
Nailed it.
By their powers combined, we get Captain
Planet.
Planet,
And they have,
Daniel
to have,
Bryan.
they have to have rings. They have
Yes.
to say it, and then Daniel Bryan
And
comes out-
shirts.
comes
Yes.
out like Rey Mysterio style from the.
You know what they need? They need his hemp WWE Championship as their shirt.
Yeah.
It was so they wear.
That's the ring.
Yeah.
You
That's
should
the
get,
ring and the
you should
shirt.
get some small rings. that
The
look
funny
they're
part
made
is
of hemp.
knowing ACH, he'd be all in for this
Yeah,
shit.
probably would.
Knowing
Yes.
ACH, he probably already had this idea. It's just mad no one would listen to
Yeah.
him.
He's like, dang it. Steal
Anyway,
He's gonna
back,
watch this show. Like, this was my idea, you jackasses.
back to the match. Now,
Sorry.
First of all, when Daniel Bryan did come out, we got an eco-friendly entrance video and graphics for Daniel Bryan.
That was awesome.
which was
Dude.
great.
With the recycling.
Dude,
Recycling,
the
everything's
the
great.
level of commitment to this is
Oh,
just
hell
blowing
yeah.
my mind. I love it.
It's awesome.
Wait, are you saying when WWE goes all in that it makes the character better?
Yes,
I
exactly.
am saying that. I don't know how that's making sense at all in this day and age.
Look,
but
all
hey,
I'm saying is that when Arbor Day rolls around, I cannot wait for that celebration with Daniel Bryan.
I just got.
When is Arbor Day?
I have no idea.
But even I don't care what it is. But I've never been happier
I'm
about.
just gonna use my phone to look up when Arbor Day is.
I don't care what it is. I've never been happier about a day coming in my entire life than what he just said. So, I'm not discussing about my own wedding.
Daniel Bryan and Joe started the match, which if it was ROH a few years back, we well would have loved this. But Daniel Bryan did his best to avoid Joe.
Yeah.
Kofi came in next, and from the beginning, the crowd was for Kofi.
This crowd was so pro Kofi, it was ridiculous. I was like really? I almost didn't even see it coming. I thought I was the weird
it's
one
coming
picking
up.
Kofi. Like, yeah, that me and Mike were the weird ones.
Go ahead.
Friday, April 26th.
Is Arbor Day.
The
Friday,
day
April
that
26th.
Avengers Endgame comes out.
Oh, boom.
Oh,
There's
man.
the end game. Fickle. Avengers
Fickle.
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 Daniel,
So-
Daniel
all
Bryan's
counted
going to
on
use
you.
that and be
Yeah.
like, the Earth is
Wait
in
a
the
minute.
Endgame
Wait a
if we
minute.
don't-"
Captain Planet is going to save the day.
Oh, my gosh.
Spoiler, sorry.
Daniel Bryan's gonna beat Thanos.
And that's not a spoiler.
No, you got
That's
it
a
wrong.
prediction.
No, that's not a
You got it
prediction. That's a
backwards.
spoiler.
Damn
You
it.
got
I
it.
got it wrong.
You're so good.
Right idea.
I had the idea.
So
And Dave
so
spoilers. Hashtag
Take
Endgame
two.
spoilers. Yes.
That's not a spoiler. That's a prediction. No, it's
No,
not.
you Take 3.
That's not a prediction. That's a spoiler.
Spoiler. There we
Boom.
go.
First time.
Nailed
Ding.
it.
easier the first time every time.
Anyway,
I'm not good at this.
our entry order, we got Kofi, then AJ Styles, and of course Jeff Hardy, then Randy Orton.
Yeah.
Joe
Yeah.
was the first eliminated by AJ Styles.
Yeah.
Uh,
Which
Hardy
made sense.
Hardy out by Daniel Bryan after Jeff Hardy hit a swanton off the top of the pod
That looked
onto
painful
AJ
as
lying across
crap.
the top rope, which was like,
I thought he was
my
going to hit his
God.
head.
I did too.
I
Like
was
for
like,
real.
please don't.
When he cleared it, I was like, why is 2019 Jeff Hardy safer than like 2007 Jeff Hardy? That doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah. And then, of course, we got Orton countering a phenomenal forearm into an RKO.
That was great.
Always a thing of beauty.
Yeah.
Tina loved it.
It was
And-
Randy Orton, of course she did.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But for a split second, I was like, what is he doing? Because he just like held his head for a second, and then he walked out, and he was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, was he thinking about
He
it?
just did it slowly for dramatic.
He was doing a Tower of London as a tribute to Nigel McGuinness.
He was like, he's like, look at my abs.
Yeah. Look at my
That's always what he's
Brazilian
saying.
ab
Whenever,
muscles.
that's what he says all the time when he
I'm
walks
sorry,
out.
he's not Finn Balor.
That's true.
That's true.
Oh, gosh.
Actually,
True.
that's actually very
Can you
true.
imagine
Very
that?
true.
Battle of the abs.
An ab off.
Yes,
No, I
an
mean-
ab off.
An ab off.
Whoa, you got to call Machine Gun in there for that one too.
Oh, my God.
Carl Anderson.
Yep.
Don't
Oh,
forget,
yeah.
Don't forget
Good brother.
Tony Abs or Tony Nese.
Tony needs Tony
Tony
abs.
Nese.
Yeah.
Yes.
What about ACH?
An ab battle royal. Hey, just saying.
ACH
Yeah.
It could
abs?
happen, yes.
What about
Yeah.
Who's got good abs? It's a girl.
AJ Lee had
Actually,
AJ
Yeah.
had great abs.
Actually, Naomi has great abs.
Yep.
Yeah.
Naomi.
Or Sasha.
Sasha has great abs.
That's great
Yeah.
abs. Yeah, mine are just dormant.
Even Bailey has pretty good abs.
Mine put in their 2-week notice 5 years ago.
And then, of course, Orton eliminated
Never came
Kofi
out.
Kingston. We ended up with Daniel Bryan versus Kofi, and this reminded me so much of Royal Rumble 2007, which I consider one of the greatest Royal Rumble matches, just because the last 15 minutes was Shawn Michaels and Taker putting on
that
a
was
classic.
that was a great Rumble.
And this had a lot of that feel to it. Was once it was these two, you just didn't know which way this match was going to go.
These two could have just been the match by itself, and I think everyone would have went home happy.
Which has me looking forward to Fastlane because
Yes.
these two are wrestling one-on-one in Fastlane.
Just
so.
announced.
Yeah.
Yes, just announced. On
So
SmackDown.
anyone else notice of the fact that this match started with two of the longest reigning ROH World Champions kicking it off?
Wow.
Yeah,
that's very true.
Samoa Joe is still for a single, because actually Jay Lethal just passed him with 2 reigns as longest reigning ROH World Champion, but for a single reign, Samoa Joe is still number 1, and actually Daniel Bryan's number 3. Nigel McGuinness is number 2. Beat him out by 100 days. But like this match, because like someone pointed out, like this match actually has 3 former champions of Ring of Honor, because those two are world champion. AJ Styles was the first pure champion in Ring of Honor.
Pretty amazing stuff. This match was definitely a classic. Good way to end
It was
the
a
show.
great.
Now-
these two were great chamber matches.
Of
Like
course,
they'll go down.
I'm kind of glad this didn't happen, but I figured Rowan was going to get involved at some
Yeah,
point. When
I
somebody
did
got
too.
eliminated, he was going to
I did
sneak
too.
in and get in the cage.
That's
but,
what we thought
did too.
too.
Yeah,
Or I
but
thought.
thankfully it
More
didn't happen, and
competition
we got a
was fine.
classic. So
It was a
And
great,
was this,
yeah.
Was this the match of the night percentage-wise on the poll?
yes, let me pull that back up, double check it, because that poll closed very recently here.
Please.
There he goes.
Poll.
77% of the vote. This was the match of the night.
Second was Murphy
Murphy
and
versus
Cesaro.
Cesaro at 15%, and the women's chamber at 8%. So
I don't know. I think it has to reverse that. So actually, the women's title gets my vote as number 2 because
Did you watch the Murphy one?
I know. But here's what I'm saying.
Well, I
though.
mean,
at this, okay.
nothing against women's tag title.
No,
Those
no.
were 3 great matches. It was hard to pick
But
for us.
the only reason I say that is because at this point, Buddy Murphy and Kirito Zawa, it's not their fault they're not on the main card.
That's true.
They can.
No, I know.
we
I
know
agree.
we know for sure they can pull off a great match. They do it with the time they're given. If they had more time, they would.
I think a lot of people didn't maybe vote for the women's one because it was too predictable.
Yeah, that's probably why. But
That's possible,
see,
but they
here-
still put on a hell of a show.
I mean, they did.
and that's my thing. Even with me with predictable matches, I can get over being predictable if it's a good match. That was a good match. Predictable ending aside, that was a great match.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
that's why I'm feeling. But that's just me.
So, and then a little elimination chamber stat for you. You requested this last show.
Yes, I did. Did you find out?
So I did find out. So now that this chamber pay-per-view has gone on, we've had 24 chamber matches now. There are 16 of those matches where a title has been on the line, where somebody actually has the title going in. There's been a few others where the title was vacant.
Was this the 16th?
This was the 16th.
Okay, because
Okay.
I saw a stat with. Okay.
Yeah. And basically, the champion going into these matches is 9-7.
Right.
Oh,
so
okay.
56.25% of the time.
So before,
It was 8-15. That's what I had saw before.
Yeah, it
This
was
match.
before this
Yeah.
match.
Right.
It was 8-7, and it was 9-7. But the thing is, I was going back and tallying it up. It was 50-50 for a while there.
I believe
You
it.
know?
Yeah. And I think they said this was the first time a champion went in as number 1 in the chamber and left with the belt.
Wow.
Winning.
Oh.
I think Daniel
Wait, say it
Bryan
again?
Okay, so you've had champions who've gone in and kept the belt, but this is the first time a champion started
Started
the
the
chamber
match.
match and left with the belt. This is the first time.
So
Pretty
if this
awesome
was
stuff.
the 9th one, were the previous 8th all Triple H? Or?
Triple, yeah, I mean,
just
Except for the
funny.
first one, yes.
yeah, because Triple H was the champion of the first one,
Right.
champion of the second
But of
one.
the 8, I was joking of the 8.
Yeah, that's true, right?
Yeah, but it was a joke. But we only had to question one of those. Everything else we had to look up to see if you were wrong.
Yep. So, still, pretty interesting stats. So there you go. 56% of the time, it works every time.
Do you have any interesting stats about the one from December to Dismember?
It sucked.
Oh, okay. 0? That was
Yeah.
and that's
I think
not a
the title-
spoiler. That's a prediction.
No, wait.
Oh, damn it. I keep saying it wrong.
Strike 3, you're out. All right.
It's too late. I'm tired.
Yo,
Anyway,
that was funny.
as for our picks, I love you, babe. While she's laughing, we'll keep going.
I'm so like red.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my God.
Myself and Mike went 3-4. Tina went 4-3. Tommy went 5-2.
Boom.
The only ones he got wrong were Corbin and Strowman, and of course Kofi Kingston. But for a while, it looked like you were going to have a clean damn sweep.
I
You had
was
a chance.
so close.
Man.
If it wasn't for the fact that they changed it to no DQ at the last minute, I actually would have picked Corbin. I really would have.
And for the fact that
I'm
they
actually
don't have the guts.
I'm actually
Yes.
surprised I didn't do too
Yeah.
bad.
Which
Yeah.
Excuse me.
might be a spoiler
Especially
about
since
my
I-
warning.
Especially since I started bad.
Uh-oh.
We'll get to that.
Your warning?
So,
What am I warning? 1 minute.
and you called out a
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Don't tell the people.
Anyway, it is time for our WrestleCast ratings for Elimination Chamber. 0 to 5, 5 being WrestleMania 17, 0 being December to Dismember.
I'm good.
Yep.
I'm good.
You sure?
I'm good.
0 being December to Dismember.
Stop it. Go on.
All right,
Go on.
so
And that's not no, I'm kidding.
Damn it. That made me laugh. That's not fair.
I think from now on, you just need to keep saying it the way you've been saying it.
yeah,
I think that's just the way it goes.
That's the way it goes.
Just say it like
Paul Heyman, you've been saying it wrong this whole time. Mike, why don't you give us your rating first?
God
here?
dang it.
he's like, I don't want to go first.
I'm going to go 4.25.
Okay.
The chamber matches were great. The pre-show was great. The middle was kind of weird. Like, it was cool to
That's
see
fair.
Finn win,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but I don't know. Like, that was kind of a weird thing. The Rhonda match was disappointing.
Mm-hmm.
The Corbin thing was like, okay, like we thought
What's
it was
the
going to be a
point of
squash.
that feud?
I
I don't.
You know,
Yeah, that's a
Keep-
very
literally-
good question.
Literally to keep them busy.
They have nothing else.
And I'm not gonna lie, I was honestly thinking before the final Elimination Chamber, the men's one, especially the finish of going 4 or below, just cause, but that whole ending just saved it for me. But yeah,
Up until the main event, this was a 3.75 for me.
Yeah,
but
that's what I was thinking.
The
Yeah.
clinic that Kofi and Daniel
Yeah.
Bryan put on made this a 4 for me.
okay,
Much of the same reasons you had. I was actually really looking forward to Rhonda and Ruby,
yes,
thinking that could have
Yeah.
been great. But instead, we got that match on Raw for free.
I do
Well,
think it's
for free,
hilarious.
depending how much you pay for your cable.
I do
But,
think it's hilarious that the only time we complain about a Ronda match is really not her fault. It's the booking around it.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
no,
It
it's
sucks.
not about her at all.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's amazing that for like essentially a rookie, our complaints about her matches are the people who are booking them, not her
I'm
performance.
sorry,
Yeah.
but you basically gave her a diva squash.
That's very
Yeah,
When
you
the
did.
beat down that Becky puts down on both of them is longer than the actual match, there's something wrong here.
I think
Yep.
so too.
And then you give them the rematch and they put on
Shoot.
a classic, which is what it should
Becky
have
getting to the ring because she has to hobble was longer than the match.
This is
been. Yeah,
Yeah.
true.
That's another.
I'm
subject.
I'm actually going to agree with you, JC.
You going 4?
Yeah,
Okay.
I think a lot of it was just kind of like, oh, let's just get it over with kind of thing. And
Yeah.
it sucked because we were like, man, it's only 8:30,
Yeah, that
and they're
was
barely going to
weird.
start the last match. I'm like, are they really going to do an hour and a half? I was like, I doubt it.
Well, shoot, Kofi and Daniel Bryan
Yeah.
are almost determined to do that. I think.
Yeah, they wrestled for about 20 minutes, I
Yeah.
want to say. But pretty much the pay-per-view ended about 9:15, 9:20, and we were just like, you had time to have a longer match with Finn and oh my God, Lashley.
Honestly, had
And you had also had more time for the Rhonda and Ruby
Yeah.
match. So I don't understand the.
you could have put all the matches on the main show. You,
You could have, yeah, you could have put.
You really could have.
Could have put Buddy and
Exactly.
Tazawa in the main. Like it
You
didn't.
could have just thrown a random
lot of it-
R-Truth against somebody in the
A lot of
pre-show,
it just
you know?
a lot of
Against
it
a
just
woman.
confused
I
me.
guess, you know.
A lot of it just confused me. I was just like,
Against Asuka.
Or I was just gonna say, or you could book your SmackDown Women's Champion, who everyone
Oh,
has just
hey,
decided
guess who
not
showed
to
up
book.
tonight? They remembered she's there.
yeah. Instead of having
get to that.
the Corbin
God, that's pissing
and
me off. Sorry.
Strowman match, why don't you have Asuka with just who's not working that night?
Asuka versus someone, anyone, dear God,
Yeah.
act like you
Which
remember
makes
she
me
works
wonder,
there.
I mean, this night
Nikki
was
Cross.
Thank you.
Nikki Cross would have
That
been
would have been great.
This night was obviously about the Women's Tag Team Championships, but then you still had the Raw Women's Championship. I don't see why you couldn't do SmackDown, but
Yeah.
3 women things? We can't
yeah.
do that.
Who knows?
Then you have Mandy beat her in SmackDown today.
Tommy, you're
I'm going 4.25 for pretty much the reasons everyone just said. I mean, there's really no way I can elaborate any more than that. But yeah, so 4.25 for me.
all right. That brings our overall WrestleCast rating for Elimination Chamber to 4.125.
Nice.
So, now, obviously with Raw and SmackDown, it was kind of a interesting Raw to say the least. And the crowd, I don't know, man. I'm
Flatlined.
There's an interesting tweet that I saw from Bully Ray, a.k.a. WWE Hall of Famer Bubba Ray Dudley.
Oh, thanks for clarifying.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
For those that
That
don't know.
was good.
For
That
those
was
that don't
good.
know. For those that don't know.
I apologize.
No.
He had an interesting tweet. Obviously, he's on Busted Open Radio. If you don't listen on SiriusXM every morning, he had an interesting tweet that said, "I always hated when fellow wrestlers would say to me, 'Wow, that crowd sucked tonight.' My normal response was, 'No, you suck tonight.' So take it from me, that crowd sucked tonight. When you're that dead from the second Raw goes on the air, you're the problem."
Yeah.
Now, we were talking beforehand, like, why was Triple H just coming out and introducing all this NXT talent? Trying to get the crowd hyped and everything. Like, you could have had a surprise with these guys coming in. It was interesting that they sent out the alert on WWE's app that these 4 were backstage at Raw. But something tells me when this crowd came in, they were pretty dead. They were flat. Maybe for the warm-up matches they had, the dark matches they did, the crowd just wasn't into it. And they felt like maybe we got to put Triple H to get these guys going. But I don't know. It was very interesting because a post-pay-per-view Raw and SmackDown is usually very good.
And especially with the ending to the pay-per-view.
Yes,
I
definitely.
think we would have been hyped for that.
Yeah, and this was in Lafayette, Louisiana, in the Cajun Dome, the University of Lafayette, conference rival to my wife's Texas State Bobcats. But anyway, this crowd, as a college crowd, I don't know. I just didn't understand why they were so dead for this. So.
It didn't make any sense to me. I was like, especially so if you guys, I mean, if you can't get hyped for like, especially when you see like guys like Ricochet and Gargano and Aleister Black and Tommaso Ciampa, I was like, okay, geez, what's up?
All 4 of which had great debuts.
We also were talking about how, like, no offense to Lafayette, Louisiana, but normally when they have a pay-per-view in Texas, anywhere in Texas, the day after, Raw's usually in either a smaller Texas city or another Texas big city. So
but it's a smaller arena.
Like Corpus,
like
Austin,
Corpus,
San Antonio.
Austin,
Well, we couldn't do San Antonio because the rodeo's in town.
Hidalgo,
Yeah.
Somewhere in Texas. So we were just like confused. We're like, why did they go to Louisiana? It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I understand it's right there, but usually that's what they do. They just stay in Texas. So maybe it was all booked or something. We don't know. But I think, in our opinion, I think Texas crowds would have been more into it.
Yeah, I really felt bad for Gargano, Ciampa, Ricochet, and Black, and all of which had great debuts.
Yeah.
It was just the wrong crowd for that. If you had these guys, I mean, first, the SmackDown crowd in New Orleans was great. You expect that from New Orleans. So
New Orleans usually always brings the hype. So
I'm surprised they didn't do Raw in New Orleans.
Actually,
then what do you do with SmackDown? Where would you put SmackDown? Lafayette?
Baton Rouge. Can they do Baton Rouge?
Baton Rouge.
You might have done Baton Rouge, yeah.
Because essentially, I actually did this when I went to WrestleMania that one year. I was there. Shut up. I actually just stated you were thinking it. I was. I stayed in Baton Rouge for like the first couple of nights, and then I just drove to New Orleans for everything because it was like it's the same as like driving to Austin. I was like I'm so used to this drive already. Especially at that point, I was like I don't care. So
well,
I was
that's
like,
what we were saying too. Like you could have had SmackDown in Austin or Raw in Austin.
Yeah, you could have.
And you don't realize how spoiled you get watching NXT shows in that crowd. Like, but seriously,
he's right.
Watch
You're right.
DIY
No, you're right.
versus the Revival from a couple years ago.
You're so right.
And oh my God, the crowd is on the edge of their seats. Now I get it's NXT and there's build up and stuff, but this crowd, like DIY versus Revival, is a good match.
Yeah.
And the crowd was just like,
And DIY going over Revival, so.
And they went over today.
Yeah, they went over today against the Bar.
The Bar, yeah.
Wow.
had to pin Cesaro.
Well, that's another thing I was surprised about is not only did they come out on Raw, they came out on SmackDown today. All 4 of them.
It's a weird time to be debuting these guys. I know it's the middle of WrestleMania season. Oftentimes they save these debuts for post WrestleMania. And we know that there's a superstar shakeup plan supposedly I think a couple of weeks after WrestleMania or the week
What if
after.
someone gets drafted from Raw and SmackDown to NXT?
I was just going to say, do you think this year they may do a little more of that?
Well,
we can talk about that later,
Triple H did declare NXT the 3rd brand on Raw. So
and in a way, they're treating 205 Live as another brand as well. You can see that as
I would like it if they made NXT like the official new brand and stop like saying like it's sort of like the redheaded stepchild, but that's just me.
They've kind of they're leaning towards that.
They are,
right.
yeah.
in a way.
We were talking about this too. Is like I guess they're gonna have at least Ciampa and Gargano at least be on both shows. because they're champions.
Yeah, we were saying we hope this doesn't interrupt anything they have planned for NXT.
Yeah, I mean,
No, I
Because
doubt
that storyline has.
But I'm
like
pretty sure that
2+
means that-
years of,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that means that they're probably either gonna like lose or just vacate their titles.
Well, I mean, spoilers. I don't know. Remember that weird thing about they had filmed some NXT stuff.
Yeah,
and we
that's
thought
true.
a title change, but then they
Yeah.
did something else afterwards, so we don't know.
and then
what's
he,
official.
but then again, they came with the titles both times.
No, I know, but because that hasn't aired yet.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
That's what.
Maybe
so you
you're
don't
right.
know.
You're right.
It'll be interesting to see how it plays
yeah,
out.
it's gonna be very interesting.
Again, I just hope it
They're
doesn't
trying.
affect them.
Maybe they're just trying to make to keep us on our toes because they're just like, look, everybody always getting all these spoilers online. Let's change it up a little
They're
bit.
they're
We'll
they're
see.
they're learning from Chris Jericho.
Well, I'll say this. I think Ciampa's going to lose his title at NXT Takeover Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Whatever they're calling it.
SummerSlam?
We're calling- No, it's funny. The WrestleMania. I think the Takeover is going to be in Brooklyn.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. They're near. I'm used
Yeah.
to the Brooklyn
To
one
who?
being.
yeah, because
sorry, you're right.
to Velveteen Dream because he just won Worlds
Yes.
Collide. So
Didn't he beat Gargano?
No, yeah, but he challenged Gargano with that.
Well, he.
I think that's
the
what was
North
being
American
used.
title was not one of the options. It was either the NXT Championship, the WK Championship, or the
Cruiserweight
Cruiserweight.
Championship. Oh, he's right.
Okay,
He's
I
right.
thought
Yeah.
I thought
You're
when I
right.
read about that
That's right.
upcoming thing that was what he had used.
My
so
understanding, I
maybe-
guess that was just like a match that they booked on TV,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
then they have
We'll have
two
to see how
finishes
that
to that.
plays
We'll
out.
see how it plays
Yeah.
out. But I believe he's going to get his title shot.
I'd be
he
okay
said
with
he
that.
said in an interview before Worlds Collide, if I win, I'm going after the NXT title. So
okay.
What if ACH
I'm
becomes North American champion?
Ooh,
that'd be good.
Let's let him debut first, but I'm down. With
Let's
that.
see what happens, right? So again, that's our Elimination Chamber. A little bit of
Imagine
talk.
ACH and Johnny Loretta.
All right, here we go. Before Tina goes crazy.
I'm done my dream matches right now.
ACH versus Ricochet.
that's happened before, but I don't
Yeah.
see it again.
Yeah, I would
But
love
I
to see-
was-
ACH
but I would
versus
see-
Braun show.
I still think. Oh gosh.
It would be the first time he was someone like 10 times his size, and he was like,
Oh,
"I'm gonna
God.
beat you." No, dude, brother, what are you doing, brother? No.
Anyway, give us your thoughts on Elimination Chamber.
yes,
Lafayette, we're not trying to
in the comments.
insult you guys. There's been bad crowds everywhere.
Yes,
Okay.
But we're insulting you.
We've watched Raw and SmackDown
We
from.
need people to watch the show.
We've watched Raw and SmackDown from Laredo, and that crowd just felt dead. It's like you
That's
guys are
true.
getting wrestling on TV from the border. You agreed with me.
They were okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just saying.
They're better than that.
No, I'm just saying. So, I don't know if you're going to an event. I'm not saying you have to be crazy.
I'm from Laredo.
but
That's why he's
at least get into the show.
But make
Belie-
some noise.
believe all
Yeah.
believe all hate comments
Boo
for
everybody, but-
hashtag M Mike in the comments down below.
Even if you just don't want to stand up because you're holding your beer, just make some noise. Like,
Look,
yeah.
as the local sports radio host says in the morning, love me or hate me, indifference is the enemy. Boo everybody, but do something. There was nothing.
Yeah, Chicago has
Yeah.
no problem booing absolutely everyone who walks out.
That's very
And
true.
we were saying that too. Like, if you're not getting a reaction at all, that's bad,
that's-
Yeah.
Yeah.
good or bad.
Now, heading into Fastlane, we know Usos versus Miz and Shane with Mr. Miz. Daniel Bryan versus Kofi. Are we thinking to see Asuka versus Mandy Rose with Mandy Rose going over Asuka today? So,
I think there's a good chance of that.
very good chance. Excuse me.
We'll see.
So, on to some...
I'm thinking it's going to be something like a triple threat or something with
Yeah.
someone else.
I'm kind of flipping these here real quick. So on to some other news. WWE Hall of Fame, it kind of leaked. So WWE said, well, I guess we got to announce it. The first inductees to the Hall of Fame class this year is GenerationX, specifically Triple H, Shawn Michaels, X-Pac, Road Dogg, Billy Gunn, and Chyna.
Thank God.
Now, this has been an issue. Everyone wondering, when is Chyna going to get in? Obviously, Triple H had said it on Stone Cold's podcast on the network a couple years back. You know, she would love to be in. She deserves to be in. But if someone Googles Chyna, what are they going to see? And I can understand that. But getting DX in as a group, this is a great way to get her into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And I'm very happy for that. She definitely deserves it. I mean, she broke a lot of barriers. I can't think of any other stable where the enforcer was just this badass woman. Was
I
just
can't
awesome,
either.
you know?
Yeah, she's really
Yeah.
the only one I can really think of.
Now, what this also means is that Shawn Michaels will become the second two-time Hall of Famer. Triple H will probably eventually become another two-time Hall of Famer, and there's a good chance that X-Pac could become a two-time Hall of Famer when he gets in by himself. Because I don't think he's in yet, right?
No, he's
Not,
not
not,
himself,
as
no.
himself.
Yeah.
no.
So,
Wait, would he go in as the 1, 2, 3 kid? X-Pac 6? No, I'm kidding.
Yes.
Sean Waltman.
Okay.
Yeah, who knows?
Too many.
Well, I mean, I know it's DX, but I feel like they left a few people out. No
Like-
Rick Rude, no Hornswoggle.
No Tory.
Swoggle. Rick Rude is an interesting one because he's
Yeah.
the only person to appear on Raw and Nitro in the same night. Because they had tape
And then
Raw.
later that week, apparently he was also on an ECW show.
Yeah.
Apparently,
The man
either
just
before
got-
or
Oh
after.
yeah.
But then again, he is already in the Hall of Fame. Can't really
True.
argue with that. But yeah, that would have been awesome to have him in here because, granted, he wasn't a major part of DX when they were getting big, but he was there from the start.
Yeah, he was there.
So-
And then
Yeah.
technically Harvey Whippleman, because
Yes.
the next week after he was on Nitro, he came out to do that job as the announcer. You know.
For the hell of it,
wow.
put Jason Sensation in there too because he had some
Oh,
great
God.
impressions of Owen Hart
You know-
and so many wrestlers.
I don't know if we should even talk about this, but things you cannot do nowadays.
Yo,
DX does the nation.
Yes.
dude.
Yeah, well.
Look,
Yo.
go back and watch DX
But-
making fun of the Nation of Domination.
I'm sorry, it was.
It was
funny.
No, it was
funny,
hilarious.
But watch it in
Oh,
context.
he said it, so it's okay.
Yes, this guy says we're good to go.
Yeah. Okay. I
First
mean,
up, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, I was just saying in context to like in the time. Okay, first of all, the Attitude Era was literally built to piss everybody.
Right, that
off.
was literally the. Not
that was
the
that was actually the point of the Attitude Era,
definitely
in my
pushed the
opinion.
envelope.
Yeah, and to me, if like okay, so if no one in the nation said absolutely not to this, then it must have been okay with them. There's no way X-Pac would have put on blackface, dressed up as Mark Henry, and Mark Henry not either have kicked his ass immediately or laughed his ass off so hard he'd been like, dude, just go, I don't care. So yeah,
And in all fairness, they don't. This one's not as well, but they flipped it around. I know that's not as controversial, but The Rock came out as Triple H.
yeah.
Yep.
They did some
Yeah.
of that later on.
And it's not like they just made fun of the black guys in the stable because actually Owen Hart, as random as this was actually in the stable at that point. And who was the
because
dressed
he
up
was
as
the black. It was Jason
It was
Sensation.
Jason-
Sensation was
you're
just
right.
like a
You said-
fan who did so many great impressions.
Yeah.
His Owen Hart was spot
His Owen
on.
Hart
yeah,
was amazing.
yeah, it was really good.
I remember. I can actually remember when this aired. I wasn't watching it. I was on the phone with Mike because we were in high
Probably.
school,
That's probably-
and he was just bust out laughing into the impression. I could just hear Jason Station in the background, and it was just bust out laughing. It was so hilarious.
I'm not a
know if
nugget.
you ever saw
I'm
that.
a black heart. I'm a winner.
Never?
Woo!
I'm like lost.
I'll have to show this to you
Yeah,
when the
yes,
nation made
it's
fun
it's
of.
so
I've
great.
seen clips, but I've never.
I'll show you the full segment.
I told you that was the time I didn't really watch.
Yeah.
Below.
Now, interesting to this too is that Billy Gunn is getting inducted, and he's currently signed as a producer.
Producer
For
and
All
coach,
Elite
producer
Wrestling.
and coach. I
For
think.
AEW.
So I'm just curious if he's going to show up wearing an All Elite Wrestling T-shirt, if they're
Awkward.
going to make him turn it inside out. Kidding.
I mean, it's Billy Gunn. You can take it off.
Yeah, I know.
He's probably got abs too.
He's going to have AEW on
No,
his ass
he
man
was here.
tights.
He was here a month ago. He still has abs.
Yeah.
He's like 52, I think,
Yep.
or something like that. And
Dude is still
and
a lot
defend-
bigger than he looked on TV. Too.
And yeah, he actually is. Dude, he's like
Huge.
ridiculous. And actually, his age and physique offend me. I mean, if I tried, I could probably get a body like that. But you know,
I know he's going in as
Whataburger.
DX, but I also just want him to play his individual song one more time.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll get all that out. So,
yeah. It'll be-
Now
And-
I know another rumored Hall of Fame announcement, and this one kind of semi-leaked, but then it got pulled.
We don't do rumors.
Well, we don't do rumors, but
I was gonna say.
this, what's
I'm
it,
just
okay?
kidding. No, I know.
Telling
I
us
know.
not to do
Here's
rumors.
what's
He started one.
here's
It's
why
not
I'm
a
bringing
bad
this up.
one. It's not a
Here's
bad
why I'm bringing this up. The Undertaker. On his social media, wait, could you believe he's on Twitter now? Even Mick Foley
Yeah,
said, "Never
really
send a
weird.
tweet."
yeah.
Oh, things that make you go.
Yeah. So he has nothing on there that indicates he's currently in WWE
Or his Instagram.
or his Instagram. There's no match planned for him at WrestleMania,
As of
and
yet.
and he's already been announced as a guest for StarCast, which is the convention that's attached to Double or Nothing with AEW in May.
And this may be related because he's going, but I thought I heard Meltzer report this week that they're trying to talk to him again about something for WrestleMania. So
If he's done wrestling, if he's making appearances, it's his time to go in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's be honest.
Yeah.
This is it for him. Now, granted, it sucks that his last match is going to be a tag match in Saudi Arabia at Crown Jewel.
So the
The man needs one more match.
dude,
and I'm
it's
hoping
also
Survivor.
Shawn Michaels' last match. So
I
True,
get that.
true.
Like,
so
but
the rumor was that also that I think we were getting to is that WWE at one point accidentally put him in the the Legends section or something, or the Hall of Fame section in their.
I thought they just
oh, did they
released.
really? I thought they released like a graphic or something. in
No,
there.
somebody said that they put him. You know how like they have like superstars, and then they have like
Yeah.
legends, and then they have like I don't know,
actual Hall of Famers.
like Hall of Famers or whatever, and they accidentally put him in there like for a few hours, and someone caught it, and then they took it off.
Okay, I got you.
We'll see. It's interesting to see how that plays out. Now, as far as people that should also be in the Hall of Fame this year, who's the woman that we all think should be in the Hall of Fame? Who do you guys think?
Okay. Oh,
I'm not saying. don't think she'd be in WWE Hall of Fame, even though she deserves it. But
I mean, besides, who do you like? I thought you were saying we were thinking of someone specific. Honestly, I think Victoria deserves to be in there. Molly Holly, Ivory.
I thought Molly was already in.
I could be wrong.
Molly Holly might be in. Hold on.
Okay, he's gonna check.
Let me check.
You took the name out of my mouth. I thought Victoria, long overdue.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
Especially from that Attitude Era and when they would let women have matches and hardcore matches of all things.
That's actually one of my favorite matches.
Her and Trish.
Yeah, her and Trish at Survivor Series.
Yeah,
Do you think they would put Vicky?
Yeah.
She deserves it.
She
deserves
deserves
it.
it.
I mean, on her character herself, the couple years she had,
you know,
really turned into
I would
something.
say her.
for what happened with her, and granted, it started after her husband passed away.
Yeah.
She built something up for herself, and
Yeah.
it was awesome. You know,
Vicky Guerrero really came into her own during that time, and Molly Holly is not in
Yeah, I
the
don't think
Hall
so.
of
Beth
Fame yet.
Phoenix went in.
I thought she was.
I mean,
thought
the
she was
one,
Or maybe she
the one I
inducted
want will
somebody.
She
probably
inducted
not happen
Ivory.
for years.
That's what it was. Okay.
And that's AJ Lee.
Yeah.
Yeah, that won't happen for years.
That
But
won't happen for
Yeah.
years. But if we're lucky, they will.
You know, never say never in wrestling.
Yeah.
I'm hoping
Right.
one day. Yes, never say never wrestling. I hope. No.
yeah,
I don't know if Gail Kim had the Hall of Fame career in WWE. She definitely had it in TNA. But
She
Isn't
already
she already a TNA Hall?
yeah, she's already in TA now.
she's in
Okay.
TNA's
Yeah.
Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I was like, that should be an obvious one.
Yeah. So, I mean, Victoria definitely, and Mark Henry said it last year, Owen Hart needs to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is, I love that he finally acknowledged it. He looked into the camera and addressed Owen's widow, said, look, let bygones be bygones. Owen needs to be in here.
Yeah.
Whatever bad blood is there, granted, she controls all the stuff to his likeness. I get it, but the fans want it. Whatever your thoughts are on what happened years ago, I seriously doubt Vince McMahon would purposely try to kill Owen Hart. Let's be honest here.
Is that what she actually thinks? I'm not
Yeah,
trying to...
She has some. I think that's my understanding. That's her thought. Is that Vince did that on purpose because of all the shit that was going on with the Hart family. So
No,
that's just
I'm
pretty.
sorry.
To be honest, it's pretty messed up. It's pretty
Yeah.
effed up. So Owen is long overdue for the Hall of Fame, and the Hall of Fame to me will be incomplete until Owen Hart is in there.
And then speaking of him, I assume Neidhart's in there as part of the Hart Foundation. Probably not solo.
I don't know if he is solo.
What about him and Bulldog? I feel like they both would be in there
question.
for their tag teams, but not necessarily.
Tommy, you're the Google guy right now.
Yeah, because
who did Natalia induct a few years back? I'm trying to
Beth?
remember.
Beth Phoenix.
Beth Phoenix?
Was it just Beth? Because I thought she inducted somebody else.
I don't watch that.
know.
I think it was just Beth.
It was just Beth. Okay. Neidhart's a very good possibility, especially because he just passed
Right,
away
right.
posthumously, and I don't know if Natty could induct her father. That would be difficult.
So Neidhart is not in yet. Let me see.
Isn't the Hart Foundation in there? Like as a team? I could have sworn.
Let me.
That might be
I
like
don't
I
know.
think that might be a rumored other team that could.
I
be
think that
going
was
in,
the
so-
rumor when they were going to talk about.
Yeah.
Let me see.
So just watch us look up stuff, guys. This is
This is the
That's
fun
how we do
part
it.
of
We're
the
a cut
night.
rate show. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
slapdashery to steal something from Reagan.
British Bulldog is not in yet. Okay,
I
Hart
thought he
found it.
was for some reason.
I thought he was too. Let me see. But
You sure Wikipedia's gonna have it?
The cat is
you
back.
Wikipedia usually has it.
Okay.
Has listed because it has other championships.
While we're looking up stuff, look at all the awesome graphics JC's putting up behind us.
Just gonna have like one graphic.
I'm gonna take a nap.
Okay, go ahead. Anyway,
Okay, so,
on to some other wrestling news. Impact announced a pay-per-view on April 28th in Toronto called Impact Rebellion.
In Canada.
I'm happy to see it.
Oh,
It's starting
Canada.
to build back up. Impact's coming back. It's like a grassroots thing. So, but please bring back Lockdown. I really miss that
Yes,
show.
please.
So, and then finally this Friday, River City Wrestling's having their show. I want to say thank you to Brandon Oliver
Yeah,
B.O.
whatever.
B.O.
again for the
Boom, boom.
interview.
Remember that? Remember we used to call him
Yeah,
B.O.?
B.O. Yeah, I
boom,
heard
boom,
that.
Brandon Oliver.
B.O.
Whatever.
I find out after we conducted the interview, he doesn't do a lot of those as
Yeah.
far as like personal ones. So thank you again. I'm definitely honored, Nacho. Get
And
outta
our
here.
cats just started to show up
Hold
at
on,
the end of this.
All right, here we go. Tommy's
He's like, it's been a while
guy.
since
Cat
I've been
duty.
on.
I'm on cat duty.
He's on cat duty. Okay.
You are not ready for these duties.
Anyway, Brandon, thank you again for the interview. It was amazing. It was awesome. I just loved hearing all the stories, and we sat down for a good hour just talking about things. And I think the most surprising thing to me was the fact that he always wanted to be a promoter. you never really hear that with wrestling,
Right.
you know. So
That was really interesting.
that was really interesting.
He just
So,
talked about always putting matches together in his head.
yeah,
Always
and
writing stories
Yeah.
and movies.
you guys appreciate it when he's talking about building a lesson plan. He always loved that part. So
Yeah.
yeah,
When he
So,
said that he was a teacher for a little bit.
yeah.
I was like,
But even I remember as a kid, like in elementary, we would make up like cards for like a wrestling show,
Came
like,
right back.
with all
He'll be
the
all right. He'll be all right.
Nachito.
It's fine. It's fine. Hey,
with Hogan and Warrior and Texas Tornado
This is
and
the
Mr.
stuff that
Perfect
happens,
and Boss
people.
Man.
so
So
All right.
keeping the show going.
yes. So anyway, River City Wrestling has an event this Friday, February 22nd, 8 p.m. at the Turner Club in
Tomorrow,
Kirby,
if you're watching
Texas.
this, probably.
They did announce, as of recording so far, they got one match. They have Balapeno and the Henry the Puffy Taco with the San Antonio Missions are the GMs for this show.
That's pure. San
My son's
Antonio,
gonna love
kids.
that.
Yes.
That
Puro
actually-
San Antonio. If you got a guy running around as a taco, Puro San Antonio.
Puro
San
Antonio.
I
Shout
mean,
out.
absolutely.
Shout out to my old friend Randy, who is one of the only kids who never caught the taco.
He got his revenge, though.
Oh,
Yes,
yeah.
he did get his
Did get his
revenge
revenge
years
years
later.
When he was
later.
older.
Yes. That was
Years
a
ago
fun
as a
night.
kid, the taco turned around backwards to dance and didn't realize he had hit home, and he didn't catch him.
But we were there for his revenge, which was
Yes.
awesome. So I just love the promo graphics, and they're showing the taco talking, and he was like one in whatever how many losses. It was like that's
He
like
was
what,
the
that's,
one.
That's what Kurt Hawkins dreams of. Anyway,
Oh my god. Dang.
anyway, RCW this Friday, Rebel will be defending the RCW Women's Championship against Barbie Hayden, and Gail Kim will be the referee of the match. Just gonna call
Jason's
it right
happy.
down the middle. She's best referee in the world. Yes.
Speaking of Kurt Hawkins, that one time he did it like a month ago, he was like amazing.
That was he was a
Yes.
great ref. Actually.
As he said it, I've seen a lot of 3 counts.
Yeah, that's a good point. I was just on my back at that point, but yeah, I saw a lot of 3 counts.
I've seen a lot of 3 counts.
Oh my God, that's funny. He wouldn't be a bad ref. That's true.
No.
All right, so it is time for the
3-minute warning. Oh,
1 minute.
Did I
warning.
say 1 minute?
It's our new segment
Way to
where
change it.
each of us gets a minute to just talk about whatever.
be the worst nickname for a wrestler ever. 1 minute. It's like, hey, man.
Yeah, especially if he's a ladies' man. It's not a good nickname.
Yeah.
All right.
Velvet.
I am Mr.
So,
1 minute.
do I have any volunteers who want to go first?
I mean, I will. No one else wants to.
Go for it, Tommy.
Okay.
You ready? 3,
Yep.
2, 1, go.
Okay, so just this past Sunday was Branded Outlaw Wrestling, which only ran the same day as Elimination Chamber because Chase Owens was in town, Crown Jewel of the Bullet Club. But as good as that match was, and it was great, his match with Sledge was fantastic. The Iron Man match between Bear Brown and Andy Dalton was hands down one of the best matches I've ever seen, live or otherwise. Just these are two guys who are just the best in Texas, always have been. In a match that you very seldom see, and for an hour-long match, we didn't notice. We did not notice it was an hour. Each time there was an announcement of how much time was left, we were surprised that much time had already gone by. And the last few minutes of Barrett trying to get the final pin, because it was a 3-2 by the end of the night. Barrett was trying to get at least one final pin to at least tie it up. It was just the most tense last minute of wrestling I've ever seen. It was really great. So good job to both those guys. I'm super proud of them both.
Heard a lot of good stuff about that match.
Yeah,
I wish I could have seen it, but
Yeah,
definitely.
hopefully we got enough to get it on DVD at
Yes,
some point.
definitely.
We're trying.
Mike or Tina wants to go next?
I'll go.
Okay. Tina, ready, go.
I don't know what I'm talking about. I had something, but then I guess kind of forgot. I guess I'm really excited about the Fighting With My Family movie. I've been a huge fan of hers for a while. I know that a lot of other things have happened. One, her being injury and all the controversial things, but I'm really excited to see how this plays out and how it tells your story. On top of that, just going towards that kind of direction of people's stories, I've been listening a lot to Chasing Glory by Lillian Garcia, and the Bianca Belair one, I just heard it today. It was awesome. It tells a lot about her story and how she went through all these ups and downs to get where she's at, and how she got to the performance center was actually through Mark Henry, which I thought was interesting, and how she became the ESD. And I finally get that. So it's something that maybe y'all want to look into. Is the podcast of Chasing Glory by Lillian Garcia is really great.
Yep. They had a 2-parter, Rusev and Lana. It was pretty awesome. So
Nice.
That should have been in your minute. I'm sorry.
Boom.
Oh gosh. All right, Mike, ready?
Shots fired.
Go.
Okay, I know the story hasn't played out yet, and I wish that Kofi Kingston, given his recent push, would win the title at WrestleMania. That would be awesome. But kind of going off that idea, WWE, when certain people get over and things get big, why do you stop them and not let the momentum? You can go to Ryder, you can go to Rusev, you can go to all these guys that got over the fan. I mean, Ryder was in New York City, The Rock was in the ring, and the crowd was chanting, "We want Ryder," and you messed it up. Rusev Day, like, it was over. The crowds were chanting when he wasn't there. Rusev Day, you messed it up. I understand it may not fall into the plans you have, but clearly the fans are into it. Let it ride. I mean, you don't have a championship match unless it doesn't seem like it. Kofi at Mania, let him win it. The New Day with him. Do it.
Wholeheartedly agree. Tommy's over here. Preach.
I had to resist yelling "preach" the entire minute he was talking.
Yeah,
Like,
and
seriously.
going back to Chasing Glory, the Rusev Lana thing, he does talk about how that Rusev Day went over and it still didn't go anywhere. Like, he was very frustrated with that.
And then we talked about the Lafayette crowd, but one thing they did was chant for Becky Lynch. If anything, the whole
Yeah, that's
time.
true.
So,
And then I think maybe that was also
Wait.
maybe they were waiting for her and then she didn't show up, so it really pissed
You might
him
need to
off.
make this like another minute because now that just made
no, save it for next week.
Yeah,
Or whatever. All right, so here I go. Here we go. And here we go. I want to talk about the fact that I am getting sick and tired of seeing the Cruiserweight Championship match defended on the kickoff show.
Preach.
Now, I get it. You're using the kickoff show to get people to subscribe if they haven't already. This was an old thing done to get people to buy the pay-per-view. And you're trusting these guys to do something big to get people to want in. But for so many wrestlers, I think they would take it as an insult. Rusev, of course, was so many times. We talked about him being on the pre-show. And he says it wasn't about wins or losses. You're just putting matches on. Ryback for a while, too, was Mr. Pre-Show. These guys deserve to be on the main show. And you can't sit there and say, well, they're on the pay-per-view, they're on the pre-show. No, because when Survivor Series came around, you basically told us that the match that happened on the pre-show didn't count to the final stats of Raw versus SmackDown when that got screwed up, because that was SmackDown's only win. But for whatever reason, Raw was undefeated that night.
Preach.
Put the Cruiserweights on the main show. These guys are awesome. It's bad enough that you separate them from the rest of the roster. They are wrestlers. They need to be on the main show.
You went over.
Yeah.
I want 2 more seconds.
I'm the host. God damn it.
I don't mind him going over because I need somebody to testify and say, "Men up in this church, somebody please."
Lord,
Well,
can I get another amen?
oh, this is okay because I'm black.
It's not Sunday, Tommy. I'm just kidding.
Well, I did just. I
know.
Though you are the whitest black guy.
This is true. This is true.
Alrighty. So thank you again for allowing us to give you each a minute of our times or 4 minutes of our time. So anyway, that is our show for today. Again, you can follow our Twitter account at @CCG_WrestleCast or subscribe to the Countdown City Geeks YouTube channel for more WrestleCast episodes. Now, in 2 weeks, we are going to be previewing Fastlane. It's kind of coming up on a quicker, guys. The road to WrestleMania just seems to go quick this time of year. So next week,
this year's flying by for me, and that can be a good and bad thing.
yes. Now, next week, we may possibly be doing a review of Fighting With My Family, the movie that's come out, talking about Paige's intro. We're trying to see who can see the movie this weekend so we could possibly do a
We might have to take our child.
movie review. Yeah, we'll figure that out. So,
I say child because our other child's going to out of town with her.
yes, we'll figure something out.
How come kids always have better vacations than I do?
Grandparents, bro.
Shoot,
Grandparents.
my kids have better vacations than me.
So just stay in touch. If we don't get to do a movie review, we'll figure something out. I don't know if we'll do a little show just for fun.
I have an idea. We'll talk afterwards.
We'll talk afterwards. Okay, so stay tuned to the YouTube channel. Subscribe.
Or maybe do just a podcast.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
Bad cast.
And definitely, again, want to say thank you to Brandon Oliver.
Yeah, whatever.
Someone's bitter.
Thank you.
Maybe.
He loves the fans. And you're not his favorite one. So
I don't know why.
you had some good questions.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
You did. Everybody here submitted great questions. So
And I've only been giving them money since 2005. So
I just enjoy. Gosh.
Sorry.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
he did give you props for
I'm
like
sure there's
looking out
people-
for his daughter. So.
That's
I'm
true.
sure there's people that's been doing that for the 17 years.
I know,
though.
but my point is, I'm kidding. I'm talking about me. It's all about me.
The thing is,
It's
Brandon, we're
always
looking
about
forward
you,
to
man.
Friday. We'll
Perfect
be
for
there,
wrestling,
so-
Tommy.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Until then, this is Tommy.
Thanks, guys.
Over there we got Mike,
Thanks.
my beautiful wife Tina,
Bye, guys.
and I'm JC. And until next time, heels and baby faces. Remember,
Blah, 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 blah.
Nailed it.
Start that over again.
Pro wrestling is real.
People are
fake.
Boo, Houston.
Hashtag man.
Dobey.
And that's not a prediction. Wait.
You said it right. You said it right that time.
Oh.
Oh my God. So if you want to subscribe to the channel, click right here.
And if you want to watch more WrestleCast videos, I got 3 words for you. Click right here.